Stephen James Dixon. Today's relationship news, coaching, classes, saving folks' marriages and whatnot. Interesting day. Almost lost one. Almost lost a marriage today. Think we pulled it back from the brink. Another couple I'm working with. Basically, the wife uh, got angry with the husband because the husband had, pulled a little bit of a disappearing act over the weekend. Well, not a little bit. He pulled a lot of bit of a disappearing act over the weekend. And yesterday she just got up and left. I mean, like when I say left, like I mean like, shoo, like she got on a plane, left, went home to mama, flew back to New York, and I had to tell that woman she had to go home. So that was tough. And I needed her to go home immediately because the longer she stayed, the more resentment that her husband was going to have because of the way she left. So she just got up 5 o'clock in the morning, chucked her husband a deuce, sent him a text message, said, I'm gone. And just left. Left him with the kids just out of anger over him not answering his phone when he was on a fellas trip over the weekend. Fellas trip is a whole nother conversation. Like that's a whole nother YouTube or whatever. We'll do something on that, on how to handle that better. But he didn't answer the phone. Gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He might have answered like I think he said like Friday evening, Saturday morning. Then was missing until he communicated that he was on his way home on Sunday. It's unacceptable. I don't believe in that. I'm always available for my wife and for my family. So of course I wanted to spend time educating that brother on that. Instead, I had to put out the fire of him being hurt and angry and just utterly over with. Like he used words like I'm done and I can't take her back and I can't forgive her for this. And he was very upset because she got up and just left. And he said he didn't know she was leaving until he received a text message that she was already gone and wasn't coming back for some days, like 10 days. And so I called the wife. We've been working together for a little bit. Maybe had 2 or 3 visits in the past couple weeks. And I basically said to her that number one, you made a mistake in leaving because we don't get to leave like that. We don't get to just storm out. You're not a girlfriend. You're not some kid, where you could just be angry and the world has to stop because you're angry. I let her know it was a mistake because of the resentment that her husband's now going to have. We don't get to talk about his mistake now. Now we have to focus on the audacity of her to just get up and leave the family. The husband using words like abandon and, strong words when you're talking about being abandoned and you're talking about, a partner abandoning the children. And so it was tough, but I know that I needed her to go home immediately. So I told her that. It got a little tough. I had to use some strong language. But I'm not your traditional therapist or counselor or none of that. Like I just keep it 100 and I just say what I feel what needs to be done. I'm not going to be in here, facilitating. I'm not going to be in here talking through problem solutions. I'm going to tell you what you need to do better as a husband or as a wife. And I told her that she needed to go home. And I don't think I got the apology out of her that I needed, but I needed her to go home. And I think her going home as she did today, so she got up and left on Tuesday and went back today, that showed humility on her side, which was a problem in the marriage that they're working through. And so that humility helped a lot. But I told her, I said, hey, you got to control your anger. You don't get to just be angry. And so I went through the process of helping her and giving her some tools on how to control that anger, whether it be to vent it out verbally to herself in the mirror, whether it be to write it down and journal her frustrations or her disappointment, whether it be really to just pray about it. You have to be able to find a way to deal with your anger. You're an adult. Husband, I went back and said to him that, hey, now that she's home and we survived, this potential catastrophic issue, I need you to. I'd already kind of talked to him about being in the director of communications per se, like being the person that's responsible for communication. Like they was going through the house and not saying hello, not saying good morning, not saying how was your day. I challenged him to do that on a day-to-day basis, and he accepted that challenge. Also, he had said some not necessarily derogatory, but some hurtful things to a family member of hers when she had left yesterday. And I requested that he call that family member and apologize, which he also did. And so when I see a couple do things like that, I saw her get angry and leave, but I was able to pull her back from the edge, from off the cliff, and she got on a flight. And they have the means to do that type of thing, They have the means to catch a flight and go anywhere in the world if they wanted to. So she had the means to get on a flight yesterday. She had the means to get on a flight today. She went home, and he had, the humility to call and apologize for the commentary that he gave. And he was lashing out. We understand, but it's not acceptable. It's not excusable. I'm just explaining it. But he called and he apologized to that family member. And so when I see people doing those two things, to me, they just need guidance. They're just making mistakes. They just think that this is, going to be their way. And they're, not as keen on how to compromise and how to talk about the things they can do better or do differently. They have no control over their mouths. They don't have proper filters. So I had to give them some tools. The tools I gave the brother was, I believe that in marriage that the husband has to be able to apologize. Like we need you to be, even though I didn't get the apology yet from the woman, I first like my men to be able to apologize. I like them to be able to apologize first because I need them to lead by example. And so there's no better way to lead by example than in saying, hey, I'm sorry for the part I played, for the role I played, for what I did wrong. There's no better way to lead by example in doing that. So I need you to be able to apologize, right? Then number two, I need you to be able to let your wife to have the last word when you're having these deep arguments. A man don't need to argue all day long. We got to get out there, brothers. We got to stop that. Stop the competition or just the match of who gets to say the last word, who gets to end the argument. That's not how we get down. That's not what we do. And I told him that a woman who is always arguing with you, let me start over. A woman that is always arguing with you does that because she thinks that you are another woman. That's why she does it. So I had to tell him that your wife doesn't have respect for you, and I'm not saying that that's her fault. I'm saying you've lost your respect. You've given it away because you are always arguing. You screaming, yelling, cussing, and all that, and that's not how you would respect a leader. None of your leaders in your life, whether it be your boss, your CEO, your fraternity leader, whatever, none of them scream and yell and cuss in their leadership. That's not how you exhibit leadership. So if you don't exhibit leadership, then you're not going to have any respect. And so she's lost some respect for you because you're always arguing. So you have to commit and learn how to speak when you have something to say that adds value to the resolution of the issue, and just work through that. So he agreed to that, and he apologized, and he agreed to work. So we've had men 2 days in a row accept a lot of responsibility, and it's good couple days. Good couple days of coaching. I feel good about it. I feel good about another marriage that we're gonna get saved. Well, I can't really say we're gonna get this one saved yet because we got a long way to go. But I do feel good about the progress that we made today and being able to survive these catastrophic issues that we were going through. So, yeah, divorce is not an option. We got to keep fighting. We got to keep fighting. We got to save our marriages. We got to save our communities. Our kids need both of our parents. So, holler at y'all again tomorrow. Stephen James Dixon. Go to the website, StephenJamesDixon.com. Order the book. Over my right shoulder right there. Men Don't Heal, We Ho. Instagram, Stephen J. Dixon. Twitter, Stephen J. Dixon. Facebook. Comment, leave a post. Share this video with your friends. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.